Shalom, shalom. It's Michael Israel. Yeah, man. Been if y'all been watching the news, paying attention to the news, um, they what's happening is uh, up on the East Coast, and now it's in a lot of places, but uh, there are drone sightings, and I guess at night people see these drones flying around. Um, and, you know, when the government was questioned about it, the government was like, well, we don't know what they are. And, people were racking their brains. Everybody's trying to figure out the heck's going on. Is it an attack? I know at one point a senator or something said there's like a drone mothership out in the ocean, and he said he got this from high level people, that there was like some drone mothership out in the ocean and the drones were coming off it and coming over here and all that. Other thing they said, people have, one dude took his personal drone and tried to fly it near one of these drones, and it depleted the battery on his personal drone. Um, so the thing is, what's beginning to come to light though, because and me, I was in the Air Force, and I'm like, and I was talking to one of the brothers here, because he was in the Army, and he was telling me the Army actually has a drone division, like drone warfare and stuff like that. So if drones were invading in from somewhere, it there, we would do something about it, because I was like, why aren't we doing nothing? And then I heard somebody saying, "Oh, we don't have the capability." But I'm thinking, because in the Air Force, like, I know we got capability, especially for something flying that slow. We got all types of stuff. So it finally made me realize that these drones are ours that are flying around. Is when, I think it was yesterday, a whole bunch of them were spotted all over Washington, D.C. And D.C. got some stuff in it, some anti aircraft stuff in it, to all types of air defense stuff is in and around DC. So and it's out there. It's on mainstream news that, man, they see them things flying all over there. The drones are also, they seen them in California. Um, they've seen them in DC. They've seen them here in Middle Tennessee also. Uh, some were spotted. But for the most part, the bulk of them are being spotted in New Jersey. So come to find out, what's beginning to creep out is that some type of nuclear material came in on the docks or whatever, on the shipping docks in New Jersey. They said it came in from there, and they don't know, and it went to some major city, and they said that's why all these drones are being deployed to hunt it down. And that's why nobody's doing nothing about it. That's why nobody's shooting it down. That's why the military ain't doing nothing, because they've been briefed, but they don't want to put that information out there because it will cause a panic. Now, what they're saying is a ship came in that had some type of nuclear material on it or whatever, So it could be the raw material, it could be an actual device. Um, but they're saying a ship came in and docked in Jersey. That's why the bulk of those drones is out there in Jersey, looking all around. And now they're trying to hunt the stuff down. And I guess the uh the drones can pick up the signature that nuclear anything like the radiation that like plutonium or uranium or something like that might give off. What they were saying, it could be a dirty bomb. They also have nuclear devices. Now they've had this since the 70s. Nuclear devices that you could put in a suitcase, and it's not going to go off like a MERV would, multiple reentry vehicle off of ICBM, an intercontinental ballistic missile. Um, it's not going to have the yield of that when it explodes, but it will still have the radiological fallout. So the radiation and all that. And I'll go in with radiation actually is a little later on. But so it could be a device in a suitcase, like a suitcase mini nuclear bomb. It also could be what they call a dirty bomb, and that's regular explosives wrapped around, like, and nuclear materials wrapped around it. So when it goes off and it blows up, it spreads radiation all over the place, and it ain't nothing nice. You know what I'm saying? And what radiation does, radiation, and if some of y'all are scientific in here, I might explain it a little crude, but I think I'm gonna convey the point. Radiation has radioactive material has a bunch of atoms that are missing, like protons and stuff. And what happens when those particles come in contact with your body, it steals the protons off your body parts. So it literally decays you from the atomic level. And that's what radiation poisoning or whatever they call it is. They do have herbs that will counteract radiation. It will actually uh, pull uh, radiological material from your body, out of your body. Uh, it is it will fight the effects of that, and there most of your herbs that are chelators that pull heavy metals, they work on that too. But anyway, but that is what's going on. And the interesting thing is they were saying how Trump's, I guess, vacation home or something like that is up there in Jersey. And they were saying that he had plans to go up there and he canceled his plans. So, but yeah, that's the word, because listen, they have to be, those drones have to be ours, because y'all, they're not gonna let nothing fly over a military base, and they are not gonna let nothing fly over DC. That is some very strict airspace. And they got Andrews Air Force Base right there. Um, I used to be in an alert unit. Okay, I was a part of an alert unit where we had an alert mission down there in Homestead, Florida. And dude, they got the radar, pick stuff up, and they had them planes out within minutes to intercept any threat coming that's in the air. So, some little drone, because I was trying to, the last couple of days, I was trying to, like, wait. I was like, maybe I'm trying to come up with reasons why they wouldn't shoot something like that down. They're just letting it come in. Nah. So those are, like, with almost 90 or more percent certainly those drones are ours, and they are looking for something. They are looking, and like I said, and I think because we sold or because we sold or we provided Ukraine with those ATACM missiles. That's what the whatever you want, the abbreviation for it or whatever it comes out to, ATACM missiles. But we gave Ukraine these short range ballistic missiles, and what Russia knows that does is gives us first strike capability on them. So that puts them at an enormous disadvantage. And when I'm talking about now, these are conventional, those attacker missiles are conventional missiles, but it's just as easy for us to make them nuclear. And that gives us first strike capability on Russia to hit them. And and that puts them at an enormous disadvantage. So I think Russia is sending nuclear, like small nuclear devices into this country, in the cities where, hey, they give the go and somebody sets them off. Because, like I said, they're looking in California, and judging by the concentration, because I saw this little map they had where they plotted out how many drone sightings there were. And when you look in Jersey, it's an enormous amount. So they had to come in through the Jersey piers, and they're trying to figure out where it went. They're looking in New York. They have people seeing them drones all over New York, all that, man. So, man, it's very interesting. I'm watching it real closely because if you've been paying close attention to this situation going on with Russia, y'all, this thing is damn near at the Cuban Missile Crisis level with Russia. I mean, it is a big deal and it's not covered. I a good YouTube channel that I watch is Steve Ram, because what I found, a lot of these other channels, I forget what that one channel, Redacted, and some other ones, is like, yeah, they tell it, but they be putting jelly on it and stuff like that, and be saying stuff, and the stuff don't be lining up, and they be kind of catering to conspiracy theorist people. But Steve Ram, he literally gets the news sources from a whole bunch of mainstream news sources. And I know a lot of people don't trust the news. I get it. I'm with you there. But Steve Ram just does a better job reporting. And he will go on social media and get what other people say also. And he'll take that, but he'll let you know what his source is and what he's going on. So I feel like he's pretty good with how he reports stuff. But anyway, this stuff with Russia, you need to watch that close. China, um, they're saying they're like this close to invading Taiwan. And then Iran, I forget, something just popped off over there, and then Syria, and boy, looking like it's that time or something. This is real, man. Um, but this drone thing, you have to watch it closely, and you know, the government at some point they're gonna have to say something, because, like I said yesterday, I think it was yesterday, they said them things was swarming all over DC. Bro, they not gonna let nothing fly over the White House or around DC. Like, that's a highly restricted airspace there. That's highly restricted airspace. And they got like an alert mission right there at Andrews Air Force Base. So you already know, man, they gonna it's gonna but this type of stuff is up my alley because I'm like a tech dude. Let's see what y'all saying in the comments. We 100% have the capability, been out for years. Yep. Yeah. What they were saying is these drones are smart. They were like, when you shine a light on them, their lights go off. He was saying they can shut down. Like I said, another dude tried to send his drone up there, and instantly his battery was drained, and the thing crashed. The guy's little personal drone crashed. They said when the one drone went down. Now this is the drones that are coming in, which I'm saying are our own drones. They're government drones. When one of them went down, and they said when that thing went down, other drones came in around it. Like these things are smart, and they were over there flying above it, watching it. You know. Um, so yeah, they were just saying, man, these things they're like smart, they AI powered. That's what some people were saying. But I'd watch this closely. Let's see what else y'all saying. Shalom, my brother. Have you have you, Heavenly Father, were not up there anymore? I'm not sure what he meant by that. Somebody said nuke has been lost that was going to Ukraine, which is why it's hush. So they say. Wow. A plot thickens. That'd be interesting, man. Um, they'll find it by January 20th. Yeah, inauguration. Yeah, but yeah. So, but it's interesting. I'm watching this closely. Um, you know, just seeing how this plays out. But at first it sounded wild, but it's not far fetched. Like I've always said I was like, you know, for them to, wouldn't it make sense that these nations that are nuclear powers, like they sneak? What if a nation sneaks in a nuclear weapon, puts it, they buy some apartment or whatever, and they just install that thing down there, and it just sits down there until one day when we go to war, like the bombs are already in place in all the cities throughout the world or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So, it's not, I don't think that's too far fetched, you know, like people slowly smuggling in explosives or whatever, or nuclear weapons, and just putting them in some building in some city, somewhere. And maybe they rent out an apartment, and the whole apartment is really a bomb or something. Um, yeah, they were saying, I've heard them say, the main thing I heard them say about the size of the drone is that it's the size of an SUV, but uh and then I heard people say that they varied in size. So who knows. But yeah, it definitely interesting. But that's why I want to come on here, let y'all know how big. Yeah, so we answer that. Yeah, they're up there. There's a lot of New Jersey, New York. They're in New Jersey, New York. They said those drones are flying around power stations. I know there were some. They saw some in Jacksonville, Florida, around the base down there. I was like, yeah, man. It's like, what the heck? What's going on? Um, and then all up and down, the East Coast, all that stuff. So this, but this thing, this thing with Russia and Ukraine, what the big thing is what Putin's thing is he doesn't want them putting missiles in those countries that border him because then they can hit him. Uh, one of the things, um, you know, whenever, and then he also knows if they go into NATO, that's a big deal too, because then the way that country is positioned, they got a strategic advantage on that level too. So, uh, yeah, somebody said they glad they got out of New York. Yeah, you dang right. You know, because okay, if you go up and down the East Coast, you got three major targets on the East Coast. Now the third one is New York. Okay. The second biggest target on the East Coast is Kings Bay, which is near Jacksonville. It's South Georgia, kind of near North Florida, and it's the East Coast Submarine base. It's submarine depot. So that's a major target. And then of course the first major target is going to be the DC, Virginia area because you have in Virginia you have the ports where they work on all the battleships, Navy ships at, and then you have Washington D.C. So yeah. Anyway, y'all, that's all I want to talk about. Just come on here, let y'all make sure y'all are staying watching this closely because it is a big deal what's going on with Russia and all that. So, and then this situation with these drones. So, if anything major comes out, I'll probably come on here and talk about it a little bit. All right, y'all. Shalom, shalom.